Good morning, YouTube. This is EconCat88, and I'm going to change the pace, at least for this one video today. I was asked by one of my overseas subscribers about the Old West End and the Toledo Art Museum. And as doom and gloomy as I may be about Toledo overall, and its economy, and its political corruption, and public sector union wasteful spending, and of course the infamous potholes. I think Toledo is the pothole capital of the world. We do have a beautiful, world-renowned art museum, and that's it right there. And then this is the neighborhood that is adjacent to the art museum, is known as the Old West End, and it is filled with homes that are anywhere from 80 to 125 years old, maybe 130 years old. And it's a pretty cool neighborhood, actually. This isn't where I live. I live probably about a mile from here. But as you can see, there are many homes that have been maintained, and many of them were restored. The Old West End is kind of surrounded by Toledo's ghetto. Toledo's original ghetto. And in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, white flight was rather prominent here. And so a lot of these homes really just fell apart. And so starting, I would guess, probably in about the mid to late 80s, some folks started returning to the area and restoring some of these just magnificent homes. There's a politically minded person there, has a body count on the U.S. and Iraqi war dead. Kind of surprised he doesn't get a knock on the door from the government suit folks. So this is Robinwood, and you can see just block after block of restored homes. This is a very politically active neighborhood. You have a lot of local political individuals and families living in the neighborhood, a lot of university type people, a lot of environmentally conscious people. There's a house for sale there. 2333 Robinwood. Well, that's not one of the nicer homes, but maybe if somebody has the time they can look that up and see what the asking price is, because I have no idea what these homes sell for. I'm guessing probably that one probably in the 100s, but some of these large ones, and look at the garage there, it's kind of like a barn for a garage. Some of the larger ones are probably in the 2 to 3, maybe even 400,000, but I doubt it. 400,000 seems a little high for this area, but again, I really don't know. And this is also where a lot of Toledo's gay community lives. So there's another house for sale, 2472 Robinwood. And I'm going to try to take this video all the way to 10 minutes. There's a park, it's called Music Park. Looks like it's on the National Historical Site Register. This is Delaware Avenue. This is probably not one of the nicer. This is the Old West End goes farther north than this, but I think the nicer parts are south of Delaware. really some cool homes in the neighborhood. They have their own security force. Of course, they are covered under Toledo Police Department also, but they pay a fee. A lot of the homeowners here pay a fee, and they have their own security force, because, as I said, the neighborhood is definitely surrounded by a ghetto, by a high crime area. So they have a pretty cool festival first weekend in June. If you're ever in Toledo or the Toledo area, I highly suggest you pay this area a visit. If you live in the Toledo area and you haven't ever made it to an Old West End festival, I still would recommend it, because even though you may not politically agree with a lot of the folks that live around here, they do have a very interesting festival. So, and now you can get a glimpse of the potholes. There's a place there that's been restored, has a for rent sign. I couldn't resist. There's the one boarded up house in the neighborhood, unfortunately. At least the only one that I've noticed. I'm going to make a quick trip past Scott High School and the Rosary Cathedral, which are two of Toledo's finest buildings. Like I said, this place here at one time was someone's mansion, but now it looks more like just a boarding house. It's not really that well maintained. There's Scott High School there. That's where my mom and dad attended school many moons ago, and it's recently been restored. Just a beautiful building. It is very, very great that the community got together and spoke against TPS demolishing this building. They were actually going to demolish this building, and instead they were kind of forced to restore it instead of tear down and rebuild like they always want to do, which is what, as I call, the construction mafia prefers, because they make more money, and it wasn't allowed, and that's a great thing. For once, the citizens banded together and defeated corruption. This is the cathedral, another beautiful building, and it is Sunday morning, so there's going to be cars here. Rivals anything that you'd see in Europe as far as I'm concerned. This is Parkwood and Islington Streets. Another nice house. That's even on a corner, so that's good. It helps keep the neighborhood together. You don't want the corner house to go bad. Often that's the house that first falls into decay. Actually, it's a little bit nicer here on the other side of Delaware than I thought. You can see these are just huge homes. I wouldn't want to pay the gas bill in the winter to heat these places, but it's enough to send anybody to the poorhouse.